Hi, this is David Stearns, CEO of Haley Marketing, and welcome to this edition of Snack Time. Today's lesson is on marketing strategy in 5 minutes or less. So here at Haley Marketing, every Thursday morning, we do something called Be a Consultant class. And lesson 6 is entitled My 3 Favorite Models. And these really are my 3 favorite ways to look at marketing strategy. So we're going to start with model number 1, the marketing pyramid. I want you to think about the marketing for your organization like a pyramid. The foundation of your pyramid is your company's mission, vision, values. They really form the basis for everything you're going to do. It's what your company's all about. And everything you do from sales, marketing, recruiting has to be true to those values and mission. Sitting on top of that is your messaging. It's the words you use to describe your value and your purpose to employers and job seekers. Your messaging consists of your key differentiators, those attributes of your services that make you different. The value proposition, why those key differentiators add value for your clients and candidates. Your positioning, if you think of the marketplace like a pie, this is the slice of the pie where you own. It's the playing field where you're going to play. You're defining, these are my ideal customers. That's your positioning. And then there's a core story, which is literally an educational story that ties it all together to convey your ideal customers, your differentiators, and your value. On top of that sits your website and collateral, and your messaging should permeate your website content, your sales collateral, whether that's printed or digital materials that you're using to enhance the sales process. Now, on top of that are 2 things that help support the very top of the pyramid, which is your salespeople and your recruiters. So in that center section, we're going to talk more about this in a minute, is integrated direct marketing and content and inbound marketing, but they support sales. And so a marketing pyramid has all these elements that your company's values, your purpose, flows through all the way up to how your people sell and recruit. All right, the second model here is about strategic communication. How do we get that messaging to the right people? Now, you see this beautifully drawn stick figure. It's an illustration of who's your ideal customer. Is that an HR manager? Is that a line manager, frontline supervisor, CEO? And if we think about how do we get our message to that audience, we usually think of, we pick up the phone, we make calls, we go knock on doors, we attend trade events, and we do all kinds of things to try to tell our message to the world. That's called promotion. It can be done with advertisements, it can be done on social media, but it's our message going out. But when it comes to reaching this person, that's really one leg of a triangle. And that leg actually works better if you do these other 2 legs first. And the second leg is influencers. Who already has a channel of communication into that person in the middle of the triangle that you want to reach? Maybe it's their peers. Maybe it's other vendors. Maybe it's their supervisor. I heard a great example once of a company that sold incentive travel. And they said the person in the center of the triangle was the CEO. The influencer was the CEO's wife or spouse. Sorry, I don't mean to be sexist there. But the CEO's spouse, who really got to use the benefits of the travel destination. So this organization said, let's target those influencers. I've also seen this in staffing with recruiting firms that target very specific audiences. One that did venture-funded startups, and they said the influence was the venture capital company. Who are your influencers, and can you market to them to get referred in to your target decision maker? The third leg of the triangle is becoming a source of information. So when that person in the center of the triangle has a question, where do they turn? Well, they go to Google. So are they finding you on Google? Are you producing lots of great content that's optimized for search engines? But where else do they go? Are there trade publications? Are there expert advisors who have podcasts or webinars in your industry? If you think about your customers and your candidates and where they look to get information to address their business challenges or their job challenges, their hiring challenges, you want to become that source of information. And if you're effectively working with influencers to get referred in, you're a source of information people are finding. Now when you do your promotion, you're a company that's known, you've got top of mind awareness, you've created a positive perception of your brand, which makes your sales efforts and recruiting efforts much more productive. And then our last strategy, our last model here is ways to sell staffing with 2 different approaches. I mentioned them earlier, integrated direct marketing and content and inbound marketing. So integrated direct marketing is about being strategic, having a process that systematically goes after every prospect with a consistent sequence of activities. You may use lots of different channels of communication, mail, email, social media, the phone, paid advertising on Google or social media. going to trade conferences. You're trying to reach people the way they want to be reached. Your sales team is using multiple ways to follow up. They're picking up the phone, they're sending out email, they're connecting on LinkedIn, they may be even texting. Some of you may be using Facebook specifically for recruiting or Messenger in Facebook to communicate. And you're giving people different ways to take action. Sure, they can answer your call, but maybe they can go to your website and visit a landing page. They can just respond with an email. Maybe they'll agree to an in-person meeting. And when you integrate marketing before your sales call, and again, after your sales call to stay top of mind, we'll see anywhere from 2 to 10 times the response to what you would normally get with pure cold calling. All right, the next one is content and inbound marketing, the art of selling without selling. It's getting people to come to you. This is what we do in recruiting all the time, but we can also do it in business development by creating content, and it can, as you see on screen, any format. Blogs, videos, infographics, ebooks, podcasts, newsletters, little webinars like this. And then we have to get the content found. Just creating it's not enough. We get it found through email, social. Sometimes maybe our salespeople are dropping things off. Paid advertising on Google, social media, or search engine optimization so people are finding our content. And then from the content, we have to drive response. There has to be offers and calls to action associated with the landing page, with the piece of content, or in a follow-up process, maybe with marketing automation. So we're getting people to take action. And what we find for staffing companies is 30 to 40% of your business can be inbound when you have a great content and inbound strategy. All right, that's it for this episode of Snack Time. If you've got questions about your marketing strategy, give us a call, 888-696-2900, or send us an email to info@haleymarketing.com. Better yet, we've got some awesome ebooks that talk about all the things that I just mentioned, and you can get them at haleymarketing.com/COVID-recovery. It's a page we put up just filled with awesome content to help your business do better in these challenging times. All right, that's it for me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.